وحاصل العلم ما أمني الصفات له فأرخ سمعك واستنصت إلى كلمي وذاك لا حفظك الفتيا بأحرفها ولا بتسويدك الأوراق بالحمم. المعقد العاشر, the 10th point, the 10th chapter is ملازمة آداب العلم, is to have the manners of a person of knowledge. You need to have a person, you need to be a person who has the manners of a student of knowledge. That's why Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, أدب المرء عنوان سعادته وفلاحه. The adab, the mannerisms, the characteristics of a person is the reason why he's going to be successful and happy. And having little manners is the reason why he's going to be unsuccessful and unhappy. Right? ولذلك some of the scholars, they said that بالأدب تفهم العلم. With having manners, with mannerisms, you will understand knowledge. Why? Because number one, with manners, when you have manners with knowledge, it shows that you respect that knowledge. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only gives knowledge to those hearts that respect this knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have you considered, if you think about it, a person, he doesn't put his gold and his money into the bin or in somewhere dirty. Just like that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't give these jewels of knowledge to a person who has bad manners to this knowledge and so he doesn't respect it. Just like a person not going to throw, if you give someone gold and he throws it around, you're not going to give him gold again. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never give his knowledge to someone who doesn't respect this knowledge. Number two, another reason why you won't understand knowledge until you have good manners is because the teacher, when he sees the student has good manners, he gives him more knowledge. He encourages him to give that person more knowledge. And when he sees that the student has bad manners, it repels him from giving him that knowledge. So understanding this, when understanding this, you realize why the Salaf, they were so, they gave such importance to having mannerisms when it comes to knowledge. ولذلك ابن سيرين رحمه الله تعالى, he says, كانوا يتعلمون الهدي كما يتعلمون العلم. The Salaf, they used to learn how to carry themselves before they learned knowledge, before they learned the actual knowledge, right? And some of them, they even used to say, learn manners before you learn knowledge. Malik ibn Anas, rahimahullah ta'ala, Imam Malik, he said, يا ابن أخي, to a young boy, he said, يا ابن أخي, oh my nephew, تعلم الأدب قبل أن تتعلم العلم. Learn manners before you learn knowledge. And when he used to go out, his mother, when he was a young kid, his mother would dress him up, Imam Malik. And he would say to him, go to Rabi'ah, meaning Rabi'ah ibn Abd al-Rahman, the Imam of Ahl al-Madinah at that time, the Faqih of Ahl al-Madinah. Go to him and learn from him his manners before you learn knowledge. What does that mean? Learn the way he carries himself. Learn the way he speaks. How loud he speaks. How he speaks to certain people. How he teaches. How he even moves. Learn that before you learn the actual knowledge. Because this deen that has been passed on to us, it's not been passed on just by books. It's been passed on from person to person. Therefore, what is being passed on is not only the knowledge, but it's also how to carry yourself when you're a person of knowledge. That's why we have Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu used to say, he used to be the most similar to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when it comes to his manners. And he was one of the most knowledgeable companions. And there's a chain of narration all the way down, he said, and so one of his students, he was the most like Ibn Mas'ud. And one of his students was the most like him. And all the way to Imam Ahmed. He said Imam Ahmed was the most similar to his teacher, Waqi' ibn Jarrah. And Waqi', he was the most similar to Sufyan. And Sufyan was the most similar to Alqamah. And Alqamah was the most similar to Ibn Mas'ud. And Ibn Mas'ud was the most similar to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this knowledge is passed on from student to student, not only by the information, but it's also by how a person carries himself. So a person of knowledge, he's not someone who speaks bad words, he swears all the time, doesn't have bad manners towards the elderly, he doesn't show no mercy towards the children. Rather, you need to be a person who carries himself according to that knowledge that he's learned. And because you're a person of knowledge, or because you aspire to be a person of knowledge, you need to stay away from these things. What are they?
Hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? This video that you just watched, do you feel like you learned something new, something beneficial? If so, then that's just one video. Imagine if you had access to hours and hours of Islamic studies content where you could learn more things that you could implement every day in your life that could be better for you in terms of your deen and your dunya. Now, we at Knowledge College wanted to make sure that we could facilitate that for you. But the two biggest problems that everyone has when it comes to seeking knowledge is number one, a lack of time, and number two, a lack of finances. So we wanted to make sure there are no excuses on your end. So we facilitated for you to be able to study from the comfort of your own home by studying at your own pace with our online pre-recorded Islamic Studies Institute. And we wanted to make sure you don't have any financial trouble. So we facilitated for you to have access to all of this content for only 99p. That's right. For 99p, you can access all of that content for an entire month. And you can go through hours and hours of content that's going to benefit you in this life and the next. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below ASAP. You absolutely have no more excuses. You can study from the comfort of your own bedroom at your own pace. And all it costs you less than £1. So click the link below, inshallah ta'ala. I will catch you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.